for the fans here in attendance. Leah Little and myself, we didn't really get the memo on the pajamas right. We are getting treated to some really high-quality gymnastics, and up next, we're going to see the Wildcats switch to the bars and BYU move over to vault.
It's going to be an exciting night. We saw some good performance there. Kentucky a little bit off on landings on vault, a little bit below their national score. A few mistakes there for BYU on bars, so it's going to be close right now.
It is going to be close, and every little bit counts, right? Because we are moving closer and closer to the postseason, and this fun little number called the National Qualifying Score, well, it comes into play starting next week. Here's how that works. It's going to take every team's top 6 scores. 3 of those have to be away meets, right? Prioritizing being able to perform on the road. You drop their highest score. That doesn't seem fair. You lose the highest one, the best one, and then you average the remaining 5. That's how you get the NQS. The NQS is how teams get ranked for the postseason. The top 16 teams, according to that NQS score, well, they get a seed in each regional. 9 teams get to compete at each regional site. 4 regional sites every single year. This year, we're heading to Arkansas, Michigan, California, and Florida. And then the fun really gets going from there, right? You have round 1, round 2, regional finals all the way until we get to nationals, where 8 teams will compete for a national championship. Every team in the country wants to be in that conversation, right? And Kentucky is doing its part here this season, up to 5th in the country right now, and trying to keep that momentum rolling forward as we look towards the NQS scores, which again, first one will come this coming week. Coming up next, we're going to show you Sydney Benson on the vault and Raina Worley taking the floor for uneven bars.
We're on tonight, under spotlights, just might take flight. We're walking in, just to the tents, making heads spin.
It's Friday Night Heights, and you know what that means. Collegiate gymnastics all across the country, including here in SEC country. It's Kentucky and BYU tonight. The Wildcats travel to Arkansas next week for another SEC showdown, get back into league play. But for now, we're talking all things Wildcats and Cougars as we get set for rotation number 2. After the first one, Kentucky leading by 0.125. Ariana Patterson tied her season high with a 9.925. And we'll get ready to see the Cats on uneven bars, and then the visiting team, the Cougars, taking the vault.
We'll see what Benson can do on the vault tonight, see if she can back that up that she did last week. That would be great. And you know, speaking of the SEC, do you know all teams are in the top 20?
Unbelievable. You know, they say it just means more, and we kind of make jokes about that, right? But you look at every single sport in this league, and gymnastics certainly no exception. Strength of schedule across the board for all of these teams, because they have to play all of these SEC meets.
And BYU has moved into a new conference?
Yes. First season in the Big 12 for the Cougars, as their whole athletic department made that move. Here's a look at SEC in the top 25. We were not kidding. Look at this. Kentucky, second-ranked team in the league right now in 5th place. Florida making moves up towards 6th. They'll come here to Rupp Arena here in a couple weeks. That'll be a big one, too. Senior night for the Wildcats.
Right, we're getting ready to go here. BYU on the ball.
It's Ava Jorgensen. She's done this every meet this season.
Good vault. Now, you see there when I was talking about direction? If you watch this on the replay, you can see she got a little off-center there, a little bit crooked in the air. A little trouble with the landing. I don't know if you can tell from that angle, but see, she's right on that line. She's a little bit to her right. So there'll be a slight deduction.
Ava's had a 9.75 the last 2 meets. We'll see what gets turned in for her. And for the Wildcats up next, it's Haley Davis, another senior for the Wildcats. Her season high here is a 9.85.
Ellie's done a really good job for the Cats. Come in there when she's been needed and pitch her routines. Here, bailed the handstand just a little bit short. Now again, you want to look for that perfect handstand. I feel like we repeat ourselves about that, but it's very important. Good job. Very nice routine for Haley. Gonna lay out, dismount, and stop. There's the release again. Beautiful, way above the bar. Here's the dismount, double layout. And she held that position. She did not stick her landing, but she did hold her layout position throughout the dismount, which is important. You know, some people do not do that. They'll pike it down, or they do one layout and then pike around, and that's a deduction. So they must maintain that body position.
Sophie Dudley, junior out of Plano, Texas, on the vault. Leo, what stands out to you about this
So
one?
let's look at this. This is a Yurchenko vault, the round-off entry. Not bad. I'd like to see her block up the horse a little more to give herself time to complete the rotation and finish the vault, but not bad.
Next on bars from Kentucky, Cecily Rizzo.
Back to bars now. Here comes Cecily Rizzo. Second time we've seen her tonight. She did 9.775 on vault. We'll see what she can turn in on the bars. Season high is a 9.825.
We're going to slide the mat under for safety. And she does it gorgeous to catch her way above the bar. Cecily's not a very tall gymnast, so if she's way above the bar, then she's pretty high. She has great form, holding her body position throughout. Nice and tight. There's another double layout. Let's just pike that down just a little bit. We'll look at it again on the replay. Let's look at that release move again, and what I was talking about. Watch how high above the bar she is. So that's what you want to see. Very nice, and then the dismount, you see a little pike right there, not too bad. Very nice routine for the Cats.
Melissa Earl up next for the Cougars. She's a vault specialist for BYU, the junior out of St. George, Utah.
She tied her career high last week with a 9.825, so let's see if she can back that up tonight. Nice ball. And the Yurchenko vault is a round-off entry, so you're going backwards into the horse, but she did a half turn there, you see. So she does a half turn out. And a little crooked there again, if you watch the line on the mat.
Scooches that foot in.
Bounces over just a little, but she's staying in the line.
Time for another specialist now for the Cats on bars. It's Annie Reichert, a junior. She's done this routine at every meet this season. She did 9.875 at LSU earlier this season.
And he's another one that's just been real consistent for the Cats. That's another huge release. So on, bail the hand, just a little loose, but not bad. And he's got great position and form, nice execution. That's one of the things Coach Garrison really is a stickler on execution, and that was a stunt routine for the Cats. That's really exciting. Let's watch it again. There's that reverse grip release, which is more difficult. Let's see where we are on the handstand. Right there. 10 degrees. There she is again. Beautiful handstand. Fail the handstand.
Beautifully executed by Annie Reichert. Now, back over here for BYU. How about Alex Mason?
Last week was her first time in the vault lineup, and she stuck that one, so I think she might have a spot. Very nice ball.
She did a 9.725 last week. She might be doing better than that tonight.
Good job. Great job there for the Cougars.
Next on bars from Kentucky,
I'd like to see her maintain that position a little bit tighter.
Rodriguez
BYU.
up next for the Cats. Freshman all around. We'll see her again throughout the night. It's her second event now on the bars for Kentucky.
Foot release. Lots of Takachevs this evening. With her bail of the hand.
Kentucky 3 9.85s to start this rotation.
There's no layup. Stick for Miss Chill.
Miss Chill. Her teammates don't have to be as chill as her, right? I love the celebrations after a landing like that one.
Right. I think they're happy with that.
You put that boa on, you've got to have fun, right?
Right. It's the stick boa. Delaney, as a freshman, has come in and really made a huge contribution to the team, and always said, as a coach, you know, you want your freshmen to come in and push your older athletes, and they're really doing it for Kentucky, and I think for BYU as well.
Here goes Sydney Benson. She's their leading scorer on this event.
It was a nice vault for Sydney. She tied her season high last week. Let's see what she scores on this vault. We'll look at it again. Round off entry. Yurchenko full.
Next on bars for Kentucky, Bailey Bunn.
Bailey Bunn's back in the lineup this week after a slight ankle turn last week. They were just playing it safe.
Great to see her back on the bars this week. Phenomenal performer on this event.
Bailey's been a consistent performer for the Cats on this event. And I think they missed her in the lineup last week. You know, wherever you have your kind of standard lineup going and then somebody will tweak on that ankle, maybe. So, you know, it kind of doesn't really throw you off, but yet you kind of get used to a routine, and then all of a sudden somebody new's in the lineup, and then you juggle things around a little bit. But
you talked about her consistency. Bailey Bunn has gone a 9.875 the last 3 times she's competed this season in that event. Like we said, she was out last week. Good to see her get into the rhythm there again. And then it's Kylie Aquinto, who has just stayed in a rhythm for the Cougars. She's also done this event every meet this season. She was the MRGC Freshman of the Year on vault last year. Of course, the Mountain Rim Gym Conference. That was the league the Cougars were in before the move to the Big 12.
Very nice vault. And she was had her season high last week as well. They really hit vault last week. So let's look at that again. See if we can get a replay of her vault. Here we go. Great vault. Just a little hop on that landing, but you see her distance from the table, so it's really nice. Yurchenko full.
Well, here goes Raina Worley again. It doesn't take much for this crowd to get excited. Just mention her name, and BBN immediately knows, hey, this one is a big deal, right? Worley, number 2 in the country on the bars.
That's pretty amazing considering all the athletes there are. So she's ranked in every event, number 2 in this event. Her hip to handstand, Picacho, again, all these names you don't recognize, but this is considered a release move. Beautiful handstand. You know, when you do that pirouette, it has to be on top of the bar. You can't be falling over when you do that pirouette. So here comes her dismount. Full in.
Oh, there's the stick. Beautiful. Loving it for the Wildcats.
Now you know why she's number 2 in the country. Look at that release move. And look at this handstand. Perfection. Full in dismount, and that is no balance errors whatsoever.
The wink at the end. How cool is she?
She's got so she does that. I love it.
Well, you just see how much fun she has out there, and that's been such a big point of conversation around Raina and the way she's been able to compete this season. Of course, so much pressure on these gymnasts, and for her to be back for one more year, to have those perfect 10s already under her belt. And she has another perfect 10 tonight. Raina Worley has us 10 on the uneven bars for her stick in Rupp Arena.
I tell you, she got that monkey off her back, and now she's just killing it. I mean, she's just competing with relaxed and happy and free, and that's just outstanding.
She has 2 career 10s to her name already, but this is her first one on the bars. Has to be a little bit extra special. See her head coach taking it all in there.
Absolutely. She is racking them up and just meet after meet. So this is fantastic to see. Kentucky went 20 years without a 10. So this is outstanding, and it's great for the program.
Congratulations to Raina Worley. And hey, she's not done yet. We'll see her on every
Not
event
done
here
yet.
tonight.
No.
We're going to see her 2 more times this evening. Nothing can build your confidence much more than a perfect 10, right?
That's right. In the first place she went when she scored her first one was to her mom and dad up in the stands. So that was a great thing to watch. So here's Miss Stivich. She's going to exhibition on the ball. I'm sorry, the ball. Very nice release move.
Way to hang on.
Lining up for that double A out this man. Well, the Cats had a good rotation on bars, and I think BYU had a good rotation on ball. We'll see what the numbers show us here in a minute.
We're still waiting on a couple of those final scores to come in, but we know what Raina Worley got, and that's a 10 on the uneven bars. Her 3rd perfect score of the season. You can just feel the joy radiating out of this Kentucky huddle right now. And hey, we're only halfway home in Lexington. You're watching Friday Night Heights. We'll be back after this.